Hi everyone, it's Anna with Audacious Changes. Lately, I have been thinking a lot about the concept of practice because we're always practicing something, whether we're consciously aware of it or not. And that something becomes how we see the world, how we think, feel, and respond. It could be as simple as washing the dishes or more complicated like mindful awareness, a musical instrument, a sport. Practice is simply the act of repeating something over and over again. And what we practice, we get better at. For example, I'm going to take up a practice of mindful awareness, but I kind of don't think it's going to work, and so I resent it. And every time I sit down to practice, I keep watching the clock so I can cross it off my daily list. I may not develop more mindful awareness, but I will get better at wasting time. Or, so I'm going to take up a musical instrument, and every time I sit down to practice, I get really crabby and grumpy. I may not see the results of the music that I would like, but I'm going to get better at being crabby and grumpy. Get it? We get better at what we practice, repeat over and over again. Practice is continually happening. It's either shaping us into new ways of seeing the world, the way we think and respond, or calcifying the ways we think, feel, and respond. It's a choice, and there are two types of practice. One is those default practices. These are the ones that are deeply ingrained, they're automatic, they're consistent, and they just happen again and again in any given situation. There's this trigger, and we respond. And then we begin to identify with it. And we say, oh, that's just who I am. That's the way I show up in the world. That's just me. But the truth is, these default practices are learned and inherited from our childhood, our family, our culture, and our environment. At the time where we began these default practices, they were crucial for our survival. They helped us have a sense of safety and belonging, but now they're probably causing a lot of discomfort and maybe keeping us stuck in these mental loops, if you know what I mean. Okay? So the other kind of practice is an intentional practice. And these are the ones that we do on purpose in order to create the way we want to be so that it aligns more closely with our values. The good news is that we can observe these default practices and change them through intentional practices. The easiest way is to become mindfully aware of our thoughts, our feelings, and behaviors. When we slow down that process so it's not so automatic, we slow it down, there's a space, a pause. And in that pause, there's an opportunity to choose an alternative response, one that's more effective, that aligns us with who we want to be. When we do this, we're also uprooting those default practices. And the more we choose these intentional practices, we begin to embody that way of being. And this embodying it and these practices become habits, and it's the way we now see the world. So as you can see, through intentional practice, it can be transformative, like really transformative. But practice takes time. It requires effort and patience. However, we're always practicing something. So the question is, what are you practicing now? What are you unconsciously practicing? What matters to you? Don't wait until things heat up or you're in overwhelm. You can start now. Consider that, what do I want to be practicing now? Choose an intentional practice. And remember, we are what we practice. This is Anna Mahan, AudaciousChanges.com, where we integrate the body and the mind through small daily shifts that have audacious results on our overall health and well-being. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please subscribe down below. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye.